was somebody who was trying to discover reading and through nature, or books that vary the theme of nature and literature, what would you recommend should be their starter kit?
I would say to start with something as simple as the Shel Silverstein, by Shel Silverstein. It's called The Giving Tree. It's a picture book. It's very simple. It's something that a child can read and a grown-up can read. I would want more grown-ups to read it because I think the lessons in this book are unbelievable. Okay. I think they would come in great use even in adult life. But what's really beautiful about this book is that there is a tree, and the tree is best friends with a little boy. And the little boy spends a lot of time with the tree while he's a little boy, swings from the branches, eats its apples, they play hide, go seek. And the boy gets older and his visits with the tree become infrequent. And it's a story about the relationship between the tree and the boy and how the tree's life purpose is to give this boy happiness.
Wow, so poignant.
It's beautiful. It's one of the simplest stories I think ever written, but it's so beautiful.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah, it's my favorite book to point anybody towards. In fact, I actually want to make a film on this, a short animated, because I think more people now like to watch stuff.
Yeah.
So maybe this will help people want to get the book and kind of read it.
Yeah.
But it's special. It's really, really special.
Wonderful. So I, in fact, read a book recently by Helen Macdonald. It's called H for Hawk. It's a really, so what you were mentioning about geographical boundaries not existing.
Yeah.
So Helen Macdonald's father was an award-winning photojournalist, and he had made a career of shooting hawks. So and her father passed away, and as a way of grieving his absence, she decides to adopt a hawk and train that hawk. So when she lived on the outskirts of Cambridge in the countryside, and she would just let the hawk free, but also train it to keep coming back. And at some point, she starts associating her vision with the hawk's vision. So whatever he was flying through, and all the cities sort of started merging, all the villages started merging, and he would, and she did it over a period of 3 years. And because ghost hawks, which is the kind of hawk that she was training, was the most difficult type of hawk to train. They're just naturally really wild beings, and they don't like to answer to somebody who's telling them to do something, which is like a lot of us. So, so the kind of stuff that hawk saw, she imagined she sees. So, and also it spans many seasons. So she talks about earth, fire, wind, water, also ice.
Not
as
hard.
a separate. Oh my God.
Okay.
Born for this. It's okay.
I already made this joke, but you said it in that order also. You wanted me to say heart.
Heart. This is Captain Planet.
Yeah, it is.
Strangely, ironically enough.
But we should talk about Captain Planet. We should talk about watching that show as kids, and it really did create in me a regard for like environment. You've seen Captain Planet?
No.
Cartoon Network, all 90s
I didn't grow
kids.
up watching television.
TV.
Well done.
She was outside playing. So
Excellent.
I had the misfortune of sitting at home and watching lots of cartoons. And one of the cartoons that I watched and loved was Captain Planet. And the whole message of Captain Planet was every episode had one lesson about the environment. His villain, the villain was Captain Pollution.
Nice.
Like his alter ego.
Right.
And earth, fire, wind, water, and heart. So that there's a little kid whose superpower is heart, bichara.
I have ice in this book. But
I have
you
to
should
watch
watch
this.
it. Yeah.
Is it available somewhere?
I don't know.
I think it should be on YouTube.
DVDs and
Also,
I'd love to watch it.
Incidentally, while we're talking about this, there is a theory that Game of Thrones is essentially one big parable on global warming.
Could be.
Yeah.
I feel
Ice
like the
and fire.
Batman series is that as well.
Really?
Yeah,
Also.
I think it gives us a lot of insight about where the world is headed and what are the real fights we're fighting. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, because if you see Gotham City and the way it looks, it is really a representation of what we're doing to this planet and where we're going as human beings.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting.
The children of the forest and the white walkers.
Oh, that's
So
yeah.
There's a lot happening.
There's a lot of.
I mean, one of my favorite movies is Avatar.
Yeah,
for
Avatar is
me,
a great,
it's one of
great
the
lesson.
most beautiful films made on kind of reiterating that message.
Correct.
That
Nature.
yeah,
is
you are
all
nature.
giving.
It's all giving. You're a part of it, and we just take, and we don't really give back.
So there's
This is what this book is about.
The giving
Yeah.
tree.
Aww. There's a book by a Chilean author called Isabel Allende, and she writes a lot of this similar stuff. And she has a book called City of Beasts, where this like American kid, of course it's an American kid, who goes with his grandmother, who's a writer for a National Geographic like magazine, into the Amazon. And they go deeper and deeper looking for like this one ancient being. And the whole book is about, so not only do you discover a lot about like the rainforest, but it's also, it's a story of indigenous people and their flora and fauna which they are trying to save.
Yeah.
And she uses magical realism and facts of today to just showcase what the cost is of development.
Yeah.
Like the cost of development. And it's young adult. So it's actually something you read and you it can be given to young readers and like they can start imbibing that early.
Another really interesting book that gives you amazing perspective on our idea of well-being in life is a book called The Story of Stuff. It's perhaps possibly one of the best books written on this world that we inhabit, where we're constantly being told to buy something. Like somebody's selling something to you all the time, right?
Yeah.
That is all of American culture.
No,
Hi,
it's
hello.
even us.
It's here
It's
now.
us. I mean, look at it. Everything is an advertisement.
Story of stuff can be my life.
Right?
It's
like
my life.
you're telling teenagers that until they get XYZ things, they're not cool enough. You're telling grown-ups that until they have the latest mobile phone or the latest car or the latest air conditioner or the latest whatever, they're not cool enough.
The economy of
But
peer
it's
pressure.
true. There's electronic
Yes.
waste is.
And it's an economy created by heightened consumption and constantly making people want to consume more.
True.
So what is the solution? But like, what can we or the people around you? What
I
can
can
we
tell
do?
you what I do.
Tell us what you do.
Because I feel like my whole life is a dichotomy. I feel like this, I'm dealing with a constant state of paradox, like I'm like, what is this world I'm living in? Why do I have to have all these things, So what I've started doing is so the stuff that I've identified is really, really bad. I've kind of stopped using it as much as possible. Stuff that, I'll give you an example. If I would change my car every 4 years, for the sake of status or the idea that, I am an actor, I have a certain line of work, I need to be seen in a certain kind of vehicle, those ideas have changed. I'm like, as long as my car works and it's good and it's in good condition, I'm not going to change it. Yes, it's a diesel engine and I wish I had an electric car and I wish electric cars were priced better in my country, but hey, I carpool. I will not change my car for the sake of status, and I will find solutions because I have this brain that's constantly actively thinking of how to readdress the way I live my life. So the other things that I do is I've replaced all plastic bottles with glass. I carry water to work, so even when I'm go for a shoot, about 6 glass bottles travel with me from home, so I'm not kind of using these guys at all. So that's like my way of, a little bit. Waste segregation at source, so we don't mix wet and dry waste. There's so many little things. I don't know whether it's enough, but I do know that when you become actively aware, then you start, seeking out ways to do it. Like the one thing that I really want to change is my sanitary napkin. I want somebody to innovate a sanitary napkin that is biodegradable. And I don't understand why these multinational companies who have all the money in the world and access to innovation who can't just make it.
One last book,
One book
talking about
recommendation.
global warming, I just finished reading a young adult book yesterday called Love in the Time of Global Warming.
I heard about this and I want to get my hands on it.
Amazing. So it's basically a tsunami has hit Los Angeles, and it's told from the point of view of this one 11-year-old survivor who is trying to find a family. But because global warming, the tsunami has hit, immediately the environment of Los Angeles has shifted to people who have adapted to live underwater and people who have adapted to live over water. And there are suddenly giants who are like cannibalizing people. This is like, I think, the fact that this is an over-exaggeration of what a future could look like is something we should be all taking seriously as well, because I mean, our demons are within us. We are polluting our own environment, and we could be the giants who are cannibalizing people.
I can't think of books, but so many movies have this as an overriding theme, right? There was that Interstellar.
Absolutely.
Yeah, is this. Then, do you guys remember Terra Nova?
No.
You don't remember Terra Nova?
I do, it is horrible.
So let's get into the clickbait round before I kill myself.
No. Listen, we have to save the world, okay?
Okay.
We will save it.
We
are the warriors.
We are the warriors.
That makes me very, very
The Green Crusaders.
Green Crusaders.
Awesome. So we are just going to do a very quick rapid fire with you. All about books, don't worry. We'll not ask you Kareena Kapoor or...
Yeah, they are all wishing you did. Like, what is this conversation? Why are they not discussing somebody's sex life?
Correct.
Or hers.
Or hers. It's like a chain.
You can discuss my sex life whenever you want. Barbara what? No. Cartland. Yeah.
Shobade.
Yeah. We've already discussed my sex lives.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shobade is not writing anymore.
God knows. Books. She's writing columns and getting
Columns
angry. I think Twitter destroyed
and tweeting,
her.
Yeah, tweeting unfortunate things.
Yeah, man.
Nice, yeah.
She fat shamed the policeman.
I heard.
Yeah. Anyway, this will go viral.
On this note, clickbait.
Clickbait round.
This was clickbait, right?
Okay, so we're just going to ask you a bunch of really quick questions. Tell us what the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay.
Everything's about books. Okay. I'll ask one, you ask one.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, you go first.
So the world's ending, but there's a spaceship coming to save you. You can only take 2 books with you. What will they be? I mean, 2 books, 2 whole books.
To survive your
Can
time
I
in the
take
universe.
a blank book? Like
Okay.
plain sheets
To write in?
to write in?
Okay.
That would save me. I think I'll take The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
I love all of it. That's it. We are friends now.
Yeah.
I love this book. I love Douglas Adams.
This book keeps coming up in
This
every
is the
podcast
most
we do.
amazing book.
It is also one of the most read books in India.
Oh,
amongst
really?
the reading community. Do you know how
I
many
didn't know
books
that.
people have to sell for it to become a bestseller in India?
2,000.
10,000.
10,000.
That's nothing.
In a country
Imagine-
full of billions, we can only sell
10,000 books and you become a bestseller.
That is what we're trying to remedy with this now. Like that's literally
Please
what
read,
we're trying to
guys.
remedy.
Guys, read!
Yeah.
Right. Right. Read.
Ride!
Right. Right too.
Okay.
We must read it right.
Read. And yes.
Okay.
But you know what? This makes me happy. I'm not the only like bad joke maker on this
good
this
enough.
podcast. Yes, so that's okay. Favorite author, one.
Ayo, no,
One,
yeah.
one,
No, no,
Okay,
yeah.
3.
No.
No one. 3.
That's a really impossible question. It's like
Not even
asking
3?
me what's my favorite movie.
Yeah, no.
I don't have an answer. There's not one. It's impossible. Okay. Life-defining, life-altering book.
Yes.
Tuesdays with Maury.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Which album?
Mitch album. Yeah. I mean, it's not like he's not authored that many books and all of that. I know that, but that's a book that can really, really shift perspective and do wonderful things.
Okay, a book that defines you.
1.
Holy Mother Nature.
Rightly said.
Well done.
A book that defines me. Bloody hell, I have never actually actively thought of that. It's a damn good question.
It's okay. You will try.
I'm trying.
Respect.
You know, for me, the problem is that every time I think about a book that defines me, the answers I get are like shopaholic and stuff. And then I'm like, ghar pe baith,
No,
kuch
We
kar
talk
rahe
about
ho.
consumerism.
Shopaholic. Yeah, she just spoke about consumerism.
But
Well,
it's a
which
very-
one defines you?
Hunger Games. Hunger
You've thought
Games.
about this?
No, this is not about me.
No,
No, but
answer
come
the
on, we also
question. I
have to
really
do
want
it,
to
yeah.
know. I'm very inquisitive.
I think Hunger Games.
Defines you.
Which is weird, right? But it
A
does.
certain band book defines me. But anyway.
You've named banned books on this podcast before. Nobody cares if you name banned books.
Say
It's
na.
okay.
Actually, Satanic Verses defines me.
You think?
I love that book. I can read it over and over again, a million times over, and I will still never be
But
over
I
it.
also see myself in that
But I see myself
conflicted
in a
heroine.
lot, yeah.
Yeah,
I see myself in
Katniss.
a lot of books. How do I mean,
Hunger Games.
Give us one or two, yeah.
1,000 Splendid Suns?
Oh, I love that book.
You know, that suffering.
Yeah.
I cried so much.
Yeah, I like, yeah, because I feel that if you can go there, you can go anywhere and feel anything.
Yeah.
Because you're so, like my reality is so removed from that.
yeah.
So removed from
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
But if I can feel it in my gut, like inside my being, so strongly, then it represents me.
No, it is. It's. I think one of those books where you feel, okay, now the suffering will end, and then there is
Yeah,
more,
it's
and there is
crazy.
more. It's
The
just like,
Kite Runner
stop.
did that for me as well. I mean, there's so many books that you just like you read and you're like, wow.
Okay.
But I don't know how to define me. Should I say The Secret Garden?
Yeah.
Maybe a sweeter definition of me.
Secret Garden.
Yeah. The girl who healed everything through a little magical garden.
Aww.
Okay, I'll take The Secret Garden.
Aww.
Happy book.
Okay.
Positive book.
So, and then continuing with that, what would be your autobiography called?
Born Free.
No, that's taken. You can't use it.
The Last Child in the Woods. That's taken as well.
Didn't you just start this podcast with that book?
The Butterfly Effect. Don't tell me now that is
Okay,
also
okay.
like
Yeah. We'll give it to you.
taken. I know it's taken, but that's my autobiography.
But I get like Born Free is like a concept that seems to resonate a lot with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, give a Born Free.
No,
huh?
give
Everybody
me
can
the
check it.
Butterfly Effect. I'm happier
Now
with
she
it.
wants Butterfly.
Yeah,
Tarzan.
I'll take.
We warned about these things.
Okay. I didn't make a pun. I just
Jane was here.
Tarzan.
Jane was here. Almost Jane.
Almost Jane is a great name. I think we should write that book.
Almost Jane. Yeah, I think we should write that book. Can you
Almost
imagine how
Jane.
cool it'll be? Almost Jane.
Okay, with
You
that.
know, the Mad Max theory.
Yeah, Mad Max is
Oh my
actually
God.
superb, right?
That's exactly what I'm
Superb.
talking
Perfect.
about. So
Yeah. Wow. Yes.
Good one to leave you with, no?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, so before we melt into like puddles,
We've already melted into bundles.
let's we've come to the end of this
Why is
podcast.
she not perspiring?
I don't perspire.
I am just like
Why are we both shining?
because I grew up here. So I'm used to it.
yes.
Okay.
Science.
Okay.
But this was fun, no? It
Yeah.
wasn't so
Thank
fun.
you so much, Ria, for joining us.
A lady from the industry reads and could have a few
Talks about
Yeah.
fun.
And feel things, real
real
things
things.
about
No, I
the
mean,
environment.
I'm
No, but you have to
actually
change
thinking-
that, guys. This is like a really
Yeah.
bullshit perception, and I feel very insulted by it. Not just for myself, but for all the girls and boys in my hood.
In your hood.
Yeah.
No,
All
and
the boys in the
also
hood read.
we should all do whatever we can to.
I'm not
save
sure
the
all do,
environment.
but let's not assume nobody does.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. And I don't judge those who don't either. I really don't, and nobody should. I know you're like, you know, champions of book reading and all. Please read. You lesser mortals who do
Please
not
read.
read.
Please,
You
please read.
substandard human beings.
No, that's not what we want to
That
do.
is
Discover
exactly
new
what you do.
worlds,
That is not what
discover
I do.
new language.
Love it, love it. Learn about it, love
Correct.
it, and then maybe do it.
Subscribe to our
Try.
channel.
Share, like this video,
Comment, yeah.
and
Tell
say
us
nice
yeah.
things about Anuya and Sharon.
And Dia.
And no, you don't have to be nice to me.
Bye.
Okay.
Be nice.
You don't have to tell
Be
them.
nice to you. Yeah.